Ring of Honor and TNA were starting to crop up, probably not long after you got out there. Obviously, they weren't WCW, right? They just didn't have the
Mhm.
financial backing. They didn't have the distribution. Did you still recognize how big it was that they were popping up, or hoping that they would go on to be something big? Like, because I know you worked, like, was it the first yeah, the first
Yeah.
Ring of Honor show you worked on. But at that point, their distribution was VHS tapes, right? So
Hmm.
were you just happy to have the work, or did you see big things for them? Did you expect them to go on to live 20 years, you know?
Oh, I didn't expect it to be what it became. I was just happy for the booking. Um, when I first went there, though, I fell in love with it. Philadelphia became my favorite place in the world to wrestle. It still is. I think it's the truest audience, or I don't know if that's fair to say. But they're very demanding, and I like that.
At the time, Rob was the owner, but Gabe
Mhm.
Sapolsky, I believe, was already running, basically everything. Was that your
Yes.
first time meeting Gabe? Was that your first interaction getting that Ring of Honor opportunity? Or did you know him already?
No, that was it. First time meeting them. Yeah.
Could you talk about Gabe and your experiences with him? Because he's another guy who, he is controversial at times, but he's gotten so many people's careers,
Yeah.
off the ground. Like, the influence he's had is crazy, especially in retrospect.
Mm. Yeah, I think he's great. I think he's great. I think it's him and Super Dragon are as far as I know, the two best eyes for talent
Mhm.
out there, that these guys can find guys you never heard of. And wow, they got something. It's a lot like a Paul Heyman. These guys can find magic in certain people and put them on display. Um, I yeah, I think he's great. I think I my understanding is correct that he's with the WWE again as a
Yeah,
scout. Boy, that's
perfect role.
I think, yeah, it's a perfect role, and I think the company's going to be in really good shape. I think they will, because he all these guys that are there now, he scouted them at one time. Not all of them, obviously, but
A
a
lot.
good chunk of them, a lot of them. Yeah.
I mean, you got to think, like, Ring of Honor.
Mm.
Obviously he wasn't there for all of Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor went on so long, but he got arguably Ring of Honor's peak, at least for a lot of fans in their eyes.
Mm.
Yourself, the Bryans, the Joes, name them. They can keep
Mm.
going. But then Dragon Gate USA and Evolve, he was doing it all again with a whole new generation of talent. And then obviously he moved to NXT. He was let go
Mm.
briefly. Now he's back. It's just the amount, the generations of talent over time too. I think that's really impressive.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And he's still a young man. I mean, he's not a kid, but he's in his 40s. He ain't in
Yeah.
his 60s or 70s, so he can be doing this for a while.